definitely harder being older. I'll be 59 in a couple months, and letting myself go and coming back this time, it's a lot harder. But you just have to have patience and you have to be consistent. I've been a trainer for over 40 years and I work with different types of people. And I think the main thing that I teach people is embodiment and getting in their bodies and getting in touch with their bodies, because there are so many people out there that are just in their heads. They live in their heads, they have a disconnect from their body. And that's like the main thing that I teach people. Of course, form of the exercises and stuff, but you can learn the form of exercises and do the motion, but it's the getting connected to your body and getting in your body and doing it from the inside out and not just the outside in. So, good morning, everybody. This is my workout drink that I have for every workout. I put all of this in 32 ounces of water and I drink that during my workout. Okay, I made it to the gym. I had my grapefruit on the way. It was like about 100 grams of grapefruit. So today is a glute day. And yay, glute days are my favorite days. So I'll see you inside in the gym. This is actually a flashback. I joined Planet Fitness on May 6th of 2025 in honor of my heart horse that passed away. And this was June 13th, and I actually filmed this workout, but I didn't really show myself, but I'm not going to show that footage because it's kind of boring. I'm going to jump into a little bit of footage from June and July of 2025, which is when I started my Recomp journey. So let's flash forward to August of 2025, 2 months of consistent training. So the video footage you've been watching with me in the pink shirt is from a year ago. When I'm making this video is August 16th of 2026, and this video was from August of 2025. And I'm putting this here so you can see how my body's changed with 15 months of consistent training.
Operator.
Focused on my strength in the beginning because it was depressing to look at myself and how bad I had let myself go. So focusing on how strong I was getting is what kept me motivated.
Fine. stretch time, we stretch life, we stretch time, we stretch life.
I just have the hardest time feeling my left glute. My right glute, I feel like right away on everything. My left one, I'm learning how to find it and feel it. Never had a problem before, but I think over the last few years not being consistent with my workouts. The last year I've been really consistent with my workouts, but the 2 years before that, right around the time my mom passed and my friend and everybody, I didn't train. My scoliosis got worse, and I think just that unevenness in my body twisting has made it where it's hard for me to get in touch on this side. I think my right leg is shorter than my left leg, and I can see in my pictures from the very beginning my body was kind of shifted this way. I think it's gotten more even though, and this trap was a lot bigger. That's how it was, but I think it's gotten better since I've been working out. You can still see a little bit of a lean, but it's much better than it was when I first started. This side I feel so easy right away. I think a couple sets of squats. Actually, I'm gonna try wider squats than I normally do. Focus on my glutes a little bit more. I feel like my story has come full circle. In 1985, the reason I started lifting was because I wanted to have nice glutes and nice legs. I saw all the female bodybuilders back then, Kay Baxter, Corey Everson, Rachel McLeish, Lori Bowen. All of them had nice butts and nice legs, and that's what I wanted. That's why I started bodybuilding back then. And I wish they would have had a wellness division back then, but they didn't, so I had to develop my whole body in order to compete in bodybuilding, because you have to have symmetry from top to bottom. And now, since they have the wellness division, it's something that I have in the back of my mind that I might do. And I still train my whole body, and I think I've actually found my passion for training again. Just like when I started, I had a passion for working out, and then I started competing, and that kind of took over, and then it was just something that I was striving to do for a pro card. It took me 11 years to get my pro card, I finally got my pro card and did one pro show and decided, okay, that's it. And I still trained for a while after that. So I got my pro card in 1996 at the USA Championships. I won my weight class, which I think was only 4 girls, but I ended up winning the overall. I got the overall title, which gave me my pro card. So I beat out the middleweights and the heavyweights for that day. I think there was a total of 31 girls. Yeah, I decided I was done. I got my pro card, I was done, and trained fairly consistently for a long time after that. And just over the last few years or so, I've just gotten to where I haven't been consistent and just got into other interests and stuff. And boy, let me tell you, it's so much harder when you take time off and then you come back to it when you're older. I'm going to do one more of those different angles so you can see how wide my feet are. Usually for regular squats, they're about here. Like about right there. I'll show you the difference. So this would be regular squat stance for me. So I'm doing these out here like this. I'm focusing on my glutes when I do them, not my quads, but my glutes. I'm not letting my knees go in. My knees have to stay wide. I'm pushing up with my glutes. So I would say my journey so far was 3 months of consistent training 3 times a week. My weight stayed the same, but my body composition started to change. And then September, I started eating good food on a more consistent plan, and I actually started to get leaner and drop a little bit of weight. And now my goal is eating more to put on some more muscle. And so this is my growth season right now, so I'm eating more than I ever have. And when I started this journey 15 months ago, I wasn't eating very much food at all. So now I'm getting to eat more food, and I actually think I'm still getting leaner even though I'm eating more food. My quads got a little bit in that too, but my focus was my glutes, and I could feel my glutes squeezing to push me up. But yeah, I do have a little bit of a quad pump from that too, but also a good glute pump. Okay. One of the things that I've really realized this time around is how much better you feel about yourself when you work out. Not because it makes you look better, because in the beginning I didn't look better, because it doesn't happen that fast. You know, to change your body doesn't happen that fast. But I realized what was making me feel good, even though my body hadn't changed, was I felt good about myself because I was doing something good and positive for myself. I could feel myself getting stronger too, and that felt really good. It felt good to be strong again, to get back in touch with my body again, because there was a part of me that was in denial about how ashamed I was of my body. I was ashamed of showing my legs and my glutes and my arms. I never felt bad about my arms before, but I was starting to look a lot older than what I was, and I can admit it now. I was becoming depressed. I was depressed about the way I looked. I was depressed about the way I felt, and I was depressed about getting older. What made me start to realize it was I was losing my strength. I was losing my strength in my legs, and it was getting to the point to where it was hard to squat down to pick something up. And that's part of what made me realize that something needed to change. And one of my favorite sayings is, nothing changes if nothing changes. Well, I finally realized I needed to make a change. And since I started this journey, I've also realized that I wasn't just grieving everyone that I lost in 2023 and 2024. I was also grieving the younger version of myself. Getting older is a hard journey, and working out and taking care of yourself makes it so much better. And so far, my journey for the last 15 months has been a journey of reinventing myself and making myself the best version that I can be for where I am in my life today, which is going to be 59 years old in just a couple months. Working out not only helps your body and your strength, but it also helps your mind. And I've gotten a much more positive outlook on my life, and I've learned to embrace where I am and the age that I am today, and that we can still be strong, we can still look good, and we can still be happy. It was hard in the beginning of my journey back because you don't see changes in your body right away. So the thing that kept me motivated in the beginning was just focusing on getting stronger. That's what made it exciting, was just trying to get a little stronger or do more reps each time I came in to work out. So focusing on your strength and getting that mind-body connection, feeling your body, is a good way to stay motivated in the beginning, because I know a lot of people come into the gym and if they're not seeing results right away in how they look, they get disappointed and then they stop doing it. So you need to find things in the beginning that inspire you and keep you motivated so that you can stay consistent. So it's consistency and patience is key. If you're on a journey to change yourself, to get stronger, to look better, to feel better, it's consistency and patience over time is what's going to get you there. You have to keep putting your inputs in order to get your outcome. So my inputs for the last 15 months have been work out 3 times a week at least, and to have a food plan to follow. Not just eating good and making good choices, but to actually have a food plan to follow. Because I think that helps when you're following a plan and not just doing things here and there. You have to have a plan to follow. And I would say those are my inputs, is the workouts and a food plan. And then you just keep doing those things over and over every day. And before you know it, with consistency of your inputs over time, you're going to reach the goals that you want to achieve. And I'm still not exactly where I want to be, but I'm enjoying the journey, and I've made big changes in the last 15 months just by putting my inputs in every day in and day out. Am I perfect all the time? No, not really. But when I am not perfect, I don't beat myself up over it. I just get back on my routine. I think this is a good hack for RDLs. If you have a hard time feeling your glutes when you do RDLs, this is a good hack. The way that I describe doing them is when I go down, I try to stay on a plane that goes up and down. I don't sit back into it. So as I'm going down, I'm actually trying to turn my tailbone up towards the ceiling, which is like if you've ever done yoga, a down dog, you turn your tailbone up towards the ceiling. So that's what I think of when I do these, is turning my tailbone up and getting a stretch into my glutes. So this hack here is a little wedge under your heels and also a little something between your knees. So the wedge under your heels kind of shifts your weight a little more towards your toes, and the thing between your knees makes you rotate inwards, which kind of brings that pressure a little more to the balls of your feet. And that's usually what I feel when I do RDLs anyway, without these two tools. I pay attention to where my weight is on my foot. So you can't let your weight shift back to your heel too much, because then you set into it, which that isn't really a wrong way. I think some people feel it better that way. But the way I like to do them to get the most stretch in my glutes and the most squeeze when I come up is to think of not letting my body shift back. I stay kind of over top of the bar. And in order to do that, you have to keep that weight kind of shifted, more pressure towards your toe. You still have your heels on the ground. And it's almost, when you get in the right position, it's almost like an even pressure on the bottom of your foot, with just maybe a little bit more towards your toes so you don't shift back to your heels. So thinking a little more toe focused keeps you from shifting back to your heels and having too much pressure on your heel. To me, you kind of want an even pressure on your whole foot, and you want to stay kind of over top of the bar and keep your back flat and make your glutes stretch by turning your tailbone up instead of letting your body shift backwards. So I did a walk talk a couple months ago, and also just a short video of me doing leg presses. So this will be the first full video that I've done since last year. I did a few videos the end of last year, around November and December, when I was first in the beginning stages of my journey. Now, 15 months in, I'm feeling like myself again after being lost for a couple years. My goals are to start to share more with you. And I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I really want to grow my channel, and I would like to try to get 4,000 watch hours before February 1st, if that's possible. So if you've watched this far, please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and also comment below what you would like to see. Did you like the way I did this video? I tried to do a little bit of a backstory and kind of catch you up of where I am and fill in some gaps. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave comments too of what you want to see. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.